Hello friends, welcome to Tech Nuggets. In the previous lecture, we discussed about conditional statement in Python, that is if, elif, else, and nested if. Today we will see loops and loop control statement in Python. So let's get started. Loops are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. There are two main types of loops in Python, for loop and while loop. Let's see for loop in Python. Loop is used to iterate over a sequence like list, tuple, string, set. We will see an example of iterating over a list. We have created a list called fruits, which contains elements apple, banana, and cherry. With the help of for loop, we are iterating the value of list and printing its value. Here I is the loop variable that take each element in the list during each iteration of the loop. First iteration I is assigned the value apple and fruit and print I outputs apple. Similarly, in the second iteration I is assigned the value banana and print I will output banana, and the third iteration it prints cherry. Now we will see range function with for loop. Range function generates a sequence of numbers. Example, we have given range of 5. So it generates numbers from 0 to 4, and for loop iterate these numbers and print these values as output. Now we will see while loop. While loop continues to execute as long as the specified condition is true. For example, count equals to 0 is the initialization statement. This initialize the variable count with value 0. Then we have condition while count is less than 5. This is the loop condition. This loop will continue to execute as long as count is less than 5. Then we have loop body, which print count. This statement print the current value of the count. And then we have count plus equals to 1. This increments the value of count by 1. Same as count equals count plus 1. In the first iteration, the count condition, that is count less than 5, is checked. Since count is 0, the condition is true and it prints the output as 0. In the second iteration, the condition count less than 5 is checked. Since count is 1, the condition is true. It prints output as 1. It continues till it prints 4. Then again the condition is checked. Count is less than 5 is checked. Since count is now 5, the condition is false and the loop terminates. Now we will see infinite loop. A while loop can become an infinite loop if the condition never becomes false. Example, we give while loop as while true, and inside it we print one statement. This while loop is an infinite loop since the condition never becomes false. To overcome infinite loop, we have loop control statement. Loop control statement allows you to manage the flow of a loop. Basically, we have three types of loop control statement, that is break, continue, and pass. For example, here in the for loop, we initializes the loop variable I to iterate over the sequence of numbers from 0 to 9. Here we have the loop condition which checks if I equals to 5. If the I equals to 5 becomes true, then we have a break statement. Break statement is executed which immediately terminates the loop, and it will print the current value of I for each iteration where the loop has not been terminated by the break statement. So it prints from 0 to 4. Break statement is used to exit a loop immediately. The loop exit when I equals 5. And we have continue statement, which is used to skip the rest of the code inside loop for the current iteration and move to the next iteration of the loop. For example, first we have a loop initialization, which initializes the loop variable I to iterate over the sequence of numbers from 0 to 9. Then we have a loop condition which checks if I mod 2 equals to 0. If this condition is true, that means the value of I is an even number. So in that case, continue statement will skip that value. Otherwise, it print the value. So in this case, we will get all the odd numbers from 1 to 10. So it prints 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 as output. Lastly, we have pass statement. It is like a null operation. Nothing happens when it executes. It can be used as a placeholder for future code. Hope you understood loops and loop control statement. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to Tech Nuggets for more insightful content. See you in the next video.